Welcome everyone to round 6 of the USA America Series here at Dynamic Nights Esports, here at round 6 at the Circuit of the Americas Coda. And we've got 19 drivers here today. It looks like it's going to be a nice dry qualifying. We'll go over to the standings while we wait as we continue. So the standings, as you can see, it's a little bit of a new model this week, and it'll continue like this for the rest of DNE history. As you can see on the right hand side, that's where all the points get tallied up together in order. So you've got Top Gun on 168 points, still leading the championship. Lopez Martis Fly on 144, and then KD 110, and then we've got Monty on 104. So the top 4 all in the hundreds, but there's a bit of a gap from 4th to 1st. Further down at the championship, we have Dilgaff, who's gotten pretty consistent results throughout on 84 points, and 76 is Hildbeast right behind. Another driver that is quite surprising, who just had poor results really, is Iceman, is on 53 points. Onto the constructors, we have Red Bull of the team of Top Gun and Monty is on 263 points. So they've got a bit of a margin towards Haas, which is on 228 points, but then there's a huge gap to P3, which is Mercedes of KD and Solano, which is on 145. But the bottom of the constructors is Renault on 9 points. They just haven't had 2 drivers show up or pulled results throughout the weeks. But as you can see as well, we can see who's done the most consistently. It's probably going after Lopez's first round. He's gone nothing but wins. He's got nothing but podiums. Top Gun had a bit of a roller coaster ride in the Netherlands, and Monty pulled his first podium in the Netherlands because of the situation there. But so that's the standings for the US tier, and we've had quite a lot of reserve drivers pop in and out. So those are all filtered down in the bottom. As we go back to the live screen here. So we've still got 14 minutes and 40 seconds left to qualify. Dougie, you there? Oh, hey man. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Welcome back to the comms box.
Thank you. Came by to say hi.
Came by to say hi. Do you want me to? Do you want me to watch?
Yeah.
Put the thing for you. Get the sound for you. There you go. Yeah, nice dry qualifying. It's probably a dry race. We haven't been prompted otherwise. Most drivers do want to tell us if it's going to be wet rather than if it's going to be dry. And 19 drivers today, all American. Not one Aussie filling in this week.
That's very good. 19 drivers around the US Grand Prix.
Yeah, yeah, very much.
It's like the Americas in Austin, Texas. A popular track, but not really popular in the game. personally, I think a lot of people actually like Coda, surprisingly enough, even though it's very popular in real life. Typically, Coda is a very fast and very tire-weary dependent track, so just one of those tracks that requires a lot of just downforce, really, and a good grip in the corners, and you should be able to do whatever you need to do. So, yeah, just pretty much Coda. 19 corners, I believe, is the track.
So Wounded Elephants actually crashed out in the pit wall.
Yes, he did. Going
Very,
into the pit.
yeah, pit entry, the classic spot, as we'll see him there. Oh, his tyre's completely destroyed. It's not the first time a driver's been caught out there. As we'll, unfortunately, Wilsbank's going for another lap. Not a lot of ERS to use on this lap, as he's got to go for 2 of them. He's got to probably run out of ERS, probably on the back straight. 27%.
I think.
Oh no, he actually went to 0 there, so I think he realised that it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and he was coming in to the in lap of his fast lap. So at the moment, pole position is, what time is that? What time is that pole position done?
A 130.3
30.3.
from Flip Flop Fish. So reserve driver. He was in the Racing Point last week. And now he's in the McLaren. Might have to ask him to have a full-time seat at McLaren or Renault. I think there's still like a spot that hasn't been used throughout this whole season. So if he's keen, he'll take a full-time seat here.
Yeah, it's looking promising indeed. 30.3 followed by J-Dunk 30.8, 30.9, 30.9 from Iceman. So it's actually pretty close, despite the track being long. Only 6/10 covering top 4. So it's looking very promising with the race. Lopez as well, fighting in the championship with Top Gun, both title rivals, title contenders with KD as well, fighting for that standings. At the moment, with 11 minutes to go, Flip Flop Fish does look strong. He did look strong in Abu Dhabi, which was last week, finishing in the podium as well. So he's probably one to keep eye on. As the other top 3 are fighting for the championship as well. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, constructors-wise, it's Haas versus Red Bull. With the consistency of Dilgaf getting some reasonably good points for the team, and Lopez returning on the podium each week, except for round 1, is giving Red Bull a run for their money. They're only a few points off. So it could really be go to the final round with those 2 teams. Yeah, but driver standings wise, like you were mentioning, it's Lopez versus Top Gun at this stage, with a KD,
And KD
hovering around. He just had poor results. He's just been caught up in his own individual errors, I believe, because in Brazil, he crashed into the back of a car under safety car conditions in the wet, and I think in the Netherlands he crashed out, or Abu Dhabi he spun. I know he had a poor result. Oh no, Abu Dhabi crashed out, going through the fast left right in sector 1, losing the rear end, smash into the wall quite aggressively. Yeah, he's just been caught up in some driver errors throughout. It does happen, but consistency is key.
Yeah, both tires are sending the fastest middle sector of anybody, so see what he can do to finish off on that. But you're right, KD has been a bit inconsistent last few rounds, but we'll have to wait and see how he performs here in the US. 28 laps, of course, and here comes Botai Die coming around the last corner, getting decent-ish traction, loses a little bit, and he goes P8 with a 32.4. So a poor final sector there, and it doesn't really materialize. Just behind Solano in P7 at 32.2, and just ahead of Lakita Yaya. Still love that name in P9.
La Quito La Jaja.
Yaya.
Jaja.
Jaja.
It is one of the top names. It really is.
Yeah.
But J-Dunk has got a 130.8. Welcome, Charles, to the commentary box once again. How are things?
Good.
That's wonderful.
As As that is going on 8 minutes to go, of course. So we should be seeing some of their middle times right now, and they might have their final runs in the next few minutes' time. But at the moment, Prisoner Paul for Flip Fish and J Dunk, so they're looking strong in their banker times. Lopez is on an outlap right now, so is J Dunk, as well as we're watching right now Bomb Tree going on to, I believe, to finish his lap as he goes just about within the confines of the track into the turn 18, into 19 he goes, and he sets a P8 32.3, knocking down Bowtie Odai to 9th place. So a good time for Bomb Tree that, as he is coming in late to the start of the season. Bomb Tree missing a couple of races, so hopefully he can. And he actually retired after like 2 corners, which was such a shame considering what was going on in the background. So we'll see what Bomb Tree can be able to do in this race. Hopefully he'll last more than 3 corners than he did in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So
Top Gun just did his banker with a 130.8, so there's plenty of time to find to get to that P1 slot. It's 0.8 is the difference from first to fourth, but only just a smidgen to go to third. Still Monty's yet to set a lap, as well as Hyde Beast. So
Yoga.
Oh, Dilgo.
Why go to boys?
he did go up to P3, right? He is now going into the position now 30.7, and that's what he did. As Charles spotted just then. We've got 6 minutes to go.
Oh, Lopez had some traffic there.
Yeah, bit of traffic. Dilgaf getting out the way his own teammate.
And he invalidated.
They did invalidate. He invalidated mid-corner, you're right. So he might have to come into the pits and just wait out and just do one final run and see if he can improve. At the moment, he's in P7. Iceman on an out lap right now, about to start his lap as we speak in P6. KD P3, and P2, sorry. And the Fish goes back into the pit lane, and I believe he is going to wait up for one final run. He did a 30 flat in his second run. KD a 30.5. So looks like Flip Fish is in command for pole position here as we continue on.
Purple in sector 1, so he's clearly got the pace here today. He's just another one of these inconsistent drivers. Got a poor start at the Netherlands. He retired lap 1, I believe. As well as another track he crashed out quite early again.
He had a strong start to the season, getting I believe actually he was on the course for a podium, but then missed out, didn't he? And then he finally got that podium in Brazil. Actually, no, did he? Yeah, he did. Because I remember he was having an incident when I get caught. He's been up there. It's just that he's not had that consistency, and sometimes it's just been in unfortunate instances, like you mentioned, Netherlands, and I think Abu Dhabi as well. Or the next track.
Just wrong place, wrong time. That's all it's been.
So he's looked strong. It's just he's just been very unlucky in the early stints, and we'll see what he can do here on coming to the final corner. He gets good traction, and he puts it up into third place, 30.6. So very close into the front row of the grid, and a decent time putting him up into third in the grid. So he can be able to do one final run. There's still 4 minutes to go, of course. We'll see how he goes. I'll give it to Charles, but I'll be right back.
As I think KD is one of the first cars that might have a final run here. So we'll stay on board with him while he does his outlap. As there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of this session. See what I wish I was. I wish I was this fast. Why aren't you racing, brother? Where are you? I don't see that Seaweed around. It's Cody's aggressively trying to warm his tyres up. I still think that's a really odd camera angle. But during this time, we would like to thank our sponsors, Track Racer and CD Keys, as well as Racer now, or Razer. All links are in the description, as well as the music that you're listening down below as well. As KD is about to start his lap, and Flip Flop Fish is right behind.
Yeah. Cool.
As KD starts. So go on board with him as he's going and using all the track available to him. He does a nice braking, no locking up, nice and smooth.
Flip flop fish and hard to take up.
KD's going through the S's. Nice cut, doesn't invalidate, stays nice on the throttle in 6th. Misses the apex there, and will he go deep? He doesn't go deep, so he keeps the narrow line. Doesn't really set him up for this as he invalidates at turn 10. It's a big risk when you take that narrow line in there. Doesn't really prepare you for the next one, so we'll go to Flip Flop. So he's up to turn 10. Turn 11.
Then go to turn 12. Then I can go back to it.
Opens DRS. And now he goes into hard brakes. He's got a bit of traffic. He locks up aggressively. Cuts that corner nicely. Revs out 3rd and 4th. Locks up again. He's coming down to the turn 15. It goes nice and wide, but sets him up for the triple right-hander coming up now. Power down, aggressive. Hits the apex perfectly. Keeps a narrow line to limit how much track he's using. Rides the line. Get a bit unsettled. Comes through the final corner. Time is improved. An improved time by 3/10. So KD, with his invalidated lap, he's got to go once again. See what's got a job. Come on, man. Lopez, 130 on the dot.
Wow.
With an 8 showing up around there as well. So he goes into P2. Unless he's got to go for another lap, we'll toggle on him just to see if he will. And he's not. He's done with his lap. So KD, but where is Top Gun at? There he is. He's in 8th. So we'll go down to him just to see how he's going.
Back, right?
And then back.
We're just on board with Top Gun in his final run here. As Katie's also at the end of his lap. J-Dunk jumps into 3rd, or 130.4, but still a 4/10 difference to 2nd. So as the Mercedes is actually about to cross the line, and he goes into 3rd. So 130.4, around 4 lap tires there on those soft. Top Gun, purple sector 2.
Too big and retire.
Nice wide line. He's got a Ferrari in front of him. Hopefully the dirty air doesn't affect him.
Rainfall.
So comes across the line to finish his lap. As you were saying, he's got a little bit of traffic in the final sector, but let's see if he materializes the lap.
Only
He does
7th.
not. And goes P7. Only 7th. So maybe that last sector, the Ferrari in front of him may have given him traffic, but only P7 for the championship leader. See, the 30.6 at the moment pole position is going to be Flip Flop Fish with 29.7, followed by Lopez. So Lopez got a decent front row start and his championship rival in the 4th row of the grid. at the start of the race. It's going to be between Iceman and M9 Racing in P8, 30.6 for him. There'll be some P9 and Smeg in P10.
But
So,
yeah, the times
in the top
from
10.
the times
They'll
from
KD,
8th,
P3, they'll get P4, J Dunk. Yeah.
8th, 7th, and 6th, so close. They're all in the sixes.
Yeah, it is really close.
And
And there's
then
3 drivers are in the 130.6 club, and and J-Dunk shooting in the 130.4.
But yeah,
So
you cut down. If you just lose a second or just even gain like 6/10, you're dropping from first, from second all the way to 10th.
Yeah.
It's probably the closest qualifying we've had for a while here at Purple.
Mm.
It's usually the top 3, and then it usually spreads down like a good amount of tenths. But these guys are really competitive today.
yeah, it's really
But Top Gun must have had a poor qualifying session just with traffic, forcing him to lose some time. Or like we've mentioned, the dirty air, as we've got 8 seconds left before we go into the rest of the session.
So yeah, pole position going to Flip-Flop Fish. He's looked strong in the 2 races that he's reserved in, and he looks to capitalize on making the other people's, the championship rivals start to think about what they can do to improve. As Lopez in P2, KD in P3, P4 went to J-Dunk, Dilgaff actually P4, sorry. J-Dunk in P5, Iceman in P6, Top Gun in P7, and Racing in P8, Hillsbase in P9, and Captain Schmeck completing the top 10, Bowtie or Die in P11, Bomb Tree in P12, Solano 13th, Monty only in 14th versus Monty. That's a surprising qualifying there. Nikita Yaya 15th, Whizbang 16th, and then the rest because I couldn't be able to see the names in time. But still, top 18 and 19 drivers going in doing the race. Should be exciting.
Cool.
As we are on the formation lap, we would like to. These are for the Americans. They will be going 3 wide on the back straight as a tribute to the people that perished during the 9/11 incident that happened in 2001. And also, the commentary team will be silent from laps 9 throughout to and past lap 11 as well. So that is the tribute DNE will be doing towards the incident that happened so many years ago. That still cripples so many Americans and so many people around the world. So that will be that was organised from the American admins. As we can see now, the cars are setting up in their 3 wide stature. So we'll remain silent during this time, and we'll be back once the race begins. drivers are going onto the starting grid here. As it is the Haas Home Grand Prix. Hopefully they do a nice result for this afternoon's race. As the multi, I'll quickly go over it, is less than 2.5 Aussies to race. We have none, so that's hit. Lopez to lag out at any time. Any driver with a US flag to win the race, and 0 drivers to pit within the first 4 laps. So there's our multi for this evening, and we've already got 1 hit. But it says we're on lap 2, but they'll reset. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's lights out, and away we go. And Flip-Flop Fish doesn't get a great start. Lopez gets a better start, but can he be able to dive it down the inside? He does, he tries to, but Flip-Flop Fish gets the high ground, and around the outside he goes and takes the lead. We got KD down P3, Gilgap P4, J down P5, is all line astern as we go into the S section. He goes through and is going too wide in the back there. It looks like one of the Red Bulls is Wanty fighting his way up the field. He dropped down a position actually from the KTI at the start. Valancia, I can't say his name, 66, is at 60 and is down all the way in the positions. We got a spinner actually, Bowtie or Die, spun and out of the Grand Prix. We have a virtual safety car, and who has a severe collision is a KTI with severe collision with Bowtie or Die, who decided to crash out there. I'm not so sure what happened to him, but and another retirement on the first few corners of a Grand Prix in the Americans too. That's the 3rd race in a row. As you're on the virtual safety car, Flip-Flop Fish still maintains the lead of the Grand Prix from Lopez, KD, P3, Dilgaf, P4, Iceman, P5. So the top 5 all exactly. Actually, no, J-Dunk has dropped a position, hasn't he? He dropped a position to Iceman in the start. So it is pretty much same top 4 as we continue on, as we go green again at the end of the VSC. Down in 8th place, didn't get a great start, but now has to make his way up. As we look at the predicted strategy, as it's suggesting a 2-stop race. We didn't talk about it in the formation, obviously, because of the tribute we had to put up. But
you very much can do a 1-stop here, but it's how close the tyres are to exploding. That's how much you want to risk it.
So if you want to ignore the graphic, it's lap 2, not lap 3 of the Grand Prix. And yes, the tyres could change any moment now. It's showing KD is leading the Grand Prix, which is completely not correct. So they still really need to fix that. It's really
Esports
annoying.
ready. Esports ready. Look, magically we're at lap 2 now. Phenomenal.
We're on. Yep.
Jar Jar has to go into the pits to fix that front wing, of course. But Lopez is 7 tenths behind, but KD's nearly a full second behind Lopez, so it's very much a toe-in circuit here. But the big driver is Top Gun at this moment. He'd have to cut him through quite a lot of traffic this afternoon.
Yeah, at the moment he's trying to get that slipstream. No DRS, of course, running on lap 2, as he tries to go for a move on J Dunk for 7th place. He's got decent straight line speed, goes on the inside, goes on the inside, into the hairpin, and he gets through. So up into 7th place now, as he's back in the position where he started, and now he has to go and chase on M9 Racing, who went up 2 positions from the start. So God, fantastic start in M9 Racing. Started 8th, now up to P6, and so did Iceman.
Yeah, Dilgaf has just been not Dilgaf. J-Dunk has just been swallowed up in the first 2 laps, losing 3 positions. Obviously Jar Jar down 3 as well from the incident. But the biggest winner has to go to Janko 77, just up 4 positions. Very nice work, as well as M9 Racing up 2. Even Monty had a poor qualifying. Oh my God, we overlooked that. He started in 3rd.
Yeah.
He started in 14th. Red Bull just having a shocker.
Yeah, Red Bull struggling at the early phases of this Grand Prix. Monty dropped actually a position at the start. Now fighting his way back up, has gotten past up into 13th place now, trying to challenge Bomb Tree for P12 of the Grand Prix, as we have the first of many potential time penalties for Visalani, that's his name, going into 14th. And we have another time penalty for Solano. So yeah, definitely penalties are going to start to kick in. We're only on lap 3 of the Grand Prix, as DRS is enabled, so we should see potentially some overtakes.
Yeah, I was just having a look at the tyres that people have up to the pick on the bottom 10. And Monty, once again, has opted for not the alternate strategy, but the alternate strategy and gone for the hards. Now, hards you don't want to particularly touch here. It's usually the tyre that it's like a desperate attempt to just to stay out. It's a medium race for sure. As Wounded Elephant had another incident. Let's just have a see what he's doing. He's recovered. Oh, he's got no front wing at all, so hopefully he doesn't crash into the pit wall, because I have a feeling he might. But yeah.
Oh,
3 seconds given, but
Yeah,
it's
feedback
very much
has
a
a 3 second.
it's very much a towing track here. As in the Masters, we had 4 drivers just stay with each other the whole race, making moves when they can, but they were never spread out. So within these first couple of laps, you can optimize the softs, and then afterwards, it's all about keeping those mediums, like just about tyre management really, because Aaron had to pit with 3 laps to go and go to the softs, just so he didn't have any tyres explode on him, because we had, I think Crossy, his tyre went on the last corner, so all the medium runners made it but him.
Yeah, so if we look at Lopez, who started decisive move on the lead of the Grand Prix. He has PRS, of course, but can't be able to get them done going into the hairpin in the DRS straight. The final sector, of course, is very technical here, so it's very difficult to follow coming around here. When we get to the quad apex 17. Monty now moving up positions. Bobtree down to P13, losing 2 positions as he's now down to 13th. Solana moving up to P12, getting the DRS moves. Meg gets a 3-second time penalty, so penalties go low. As Monty now
Ooh,
trying to.
KD's left the session.
KD
Lagged out.
KD is disconnected, so hopefully he can be able to come back in. As, Dilgaf may steal that position that he has taken.
Yeah, it's going to be really easy for him. Just to make sure that he actually has an invite, I'm going to send him one up. We'll be right back. Unfortunately, we'll miss a little bit of the action. We've got a safety car for what? Well, what's the safety car for? Wounded Elephant DNF'd, but his car's still on circuit.
It would have been. It would. Well, yeah. So he probably DNF'd in the pit lane, so which was fine to do, I guess.
It really do be like that. Maybe there was a small
Solana's
incident
left
somewhere.
possession as well.
Even Solana's lagged out. So everyone's going to be pitting onto the mediums. It's the best thing we can offer people is to retire in the pits, but it's still up to Codemasters if they want to do anything about the car afterwards. As obviously Dilgaff is going to go down the order because he's double stacking and he's opting for the hards. God, that team is not good today. Oh, 3 seconds cutting the corners during the safety car. That's rough.
Okay, take it.
Yeah, got my invite. That's good. while we have the formation lap, let's have a look at the standings once again. So, 161 points for Top Gun. He's currently in 8th position. Lopez, 144 and he's roughly in 6th. All have done their pits. Dilgaf on 84 in P5. KD on 110. I just skipped 2 people. 110 third is KD on 110. Monty on 104. So those two are nice and close. And then there goes to Dilgaf on 84, 76 for Hyde Beast, and then Kimmy, who's not here today. I would have liked Kimmy to get another win in the US. And then we've got Schmeg in P8, and then Iceman, J-Dunk. So that finishes the top 10. And for the teams, it's Red Bull and Haas battling it out on 263 and 228 points. So there's a 40-point difference, which should be right. Anything could happen in this championship, as well as Mercedes on 145 and then Ferrari on 119, and the rest are in the 2-digit range of 97, 86, 76, 66, 54 and 9 9 points for Renault. So, but they've been quite unfortunate with their drivers, obviously having one retire and not having 2 drivers every week. It really does add up, especially when everyone gets points. As Vaslani also rejoined. So a lot of drivers are having internet issues today.
Rồi, and kiểu vào có hai drive to thấy là kiểu còn speaker hai con để xem
Delgap has a director too. And he is down in P16, so his race goes from bad to worse, as you mentioned there. So as KD pits for a new set of tires, I would assume, maybe a front wing, maybe got damaged.
Yeah, I guess his AI wouldn't have pit for him. Or maybe the AI pitted him on hards.
Maybe.
And because you can go the mediums to the end, but Monty on the alternate strategy is on the hards at the front of the grid right now, prime position. So he'll be finishing the race on some very rapid softs.
Yes, but it kind of hurts his strategy a little bit because he has to now start to create a gap where everyone else is on the fresher tires, of course. So he has to start to pull away. So Flip-Flop Flash kind of didn't really lose that much time, is now only still in 2nd place. Jackson P3, as well, Valencia P4, Lopez in P5. So looking at the people who have pitted, who has pitted? So the former top 3 all have pitted, except for Jackano, Valencia, Vasilani, Monty, and Wizbang, who have not pitted. They are all opting to go long and see what they can do. Jackano and Vasilani are all on the soft tires, so Wizbang on the mediums and Monty on the medium tires. So hard tires, sorry.
What 90 with the high.
So yeah, and see what they could do, but I feel that Jackson will lose a lot of tire grip, especially the soft tires don't really last that long around the US.
Yeah,
But
I think they should pit now.
They'll have to extend their stint and see what they could do. Well, pit now, as you mentioned, see what they could do there too. But this is now kind of an awkward safety car. An early safety car is always an awkward safety car because you actually don't know what to do in this situation. But pitting seems like a logical answer, and then seeing what happens towards the end.
Well, I know his love they say so.
As we continue on the pit of the Grand Prix, pit window would have opened around about now for soft tire runners. As we're around the safety car, everyone has pitted early.
And the safety car restart will be nice and silent, which we never saw coming.
Yeah, wow.
We didn't expect it to happen around. Because early safety cars are just very awkward to happen. But when we get to lap 9, we will be silent to lap 11. So if anything crazy happens around this period, we can't really commentate it. Unfortunately, we'll be silent for 3 laps. For the memories of the people who have lost lives in the September attacks in 2001. So.
in the chat, put your predictions down below because it looks like it's going to be a pretty
Safeguard's still
awkward
continuing
game.
on.
Yeah. I think Flip Flop Fish is in a prime position here. Like Lopez has to cut through 2 people who on the soft, so I think he will get them. He'll probably get Vaslani in turn 1, and then in the DRS straight he'll get Janko, and then he'll be back on the rear end of Flip Flop, and I think Flip Flop will get Monty into turn 1. Like it's all going to be really quick.
Oh,
Katie in possession again. So
unfortunately, I'm not going to send him an invite. We're just so close to the
continues.
tribute. I can't, out of respect, do so. Safety car's in this lap.
Is in this lap, yes. Monty will be leading them and is the effective safety car. So we can't really commentate on what will happen afterwards. But Monty will have to face everyone. We head to that. Yes, he has come back as Monty now starting to bunch back up a bit. And let's see how the restart unfolds. And we shall...
remain silent.
Yes.
But the next 3 laps. Until lap 12.
Till lap 12.
During this time, take a moment and remember the sacrifices that people have made during the 9/11 attacks.
And welcome back.
And we are back.
Oh, Top Gun has moved to second place.
Yeah, so the quick rundown during those times was Top Gun cutting through the field. Lopez decided to pit for softs. He must have caught some front wing damage.
And there are a lot of time penalties. Oh. And Keg slowly moved up the field. Now he should be safer.
We continue on as we had the 3-lap silence. Yeah, Token, as you mentioned, sliding his way through the field, his teammate becoming his rig gunner now as he's on 12-lap bolt hard tires. M9 Racing in P4 about to make a move on the Red Bull driver at the on the inside. He goes and he makes him stick, hanging him out to dry and getting up into P3. So M9 Racing now up to P3, but does have to pit again. Surely you'd have to imagine.
And we still have penalty.
Yes, he has a 3-second. Yep, 3-second time penalty. As we mentioned earlier in the race, that penalty is going to be a major factor coming into this race. As we see Flip-Flop Fish now starting to extend his lead, he's got a 4.2-second gap. And you mentioned it as well, Lopez matches Fly. Potentially playing him receiving wing damage, but choosing to go on soft tires is kind of an interesting strat from Lopez. I assume that would be a mistake, because imagine he'll probably pick on soft tires at the end, but
Yeah, he could have definitely gone for
Jade
another
on-
pair of soft. He could have definitely gone for another pair of mediums. Like, it's definitely a soft
Yeah.
medium circuit, let alone soft medium alone. If you get wing damage, I mean, could have just gone for another pair of mediums. Maybe there were old mediums. Maybe he knew they were like 5% old, but still, they would easily make it comfortably. But he
we
could be
see
banking for the
Hildebeest and
second
Captain Schmeg. Yes, Hildebeest and Captain Schmeg fighting for 8th and 9th. So we're looking at Bombtree at the moment as the two friends, actually Hildebeest and Captain Schmeg, together, line and stern in McLaren Ferrari. Bombtree going, trying to size and move despite only being on 6-lap medium tires. Can he also make it to the end? We'll have to wait and see if all these drivers could be able to make it to the end. See what happens. As you mentioned in the Masters race, there's been a lot of tire wear issues going into this. Smeg is now size of opportunity, but Smeg has a lot of good top end speed and can hold on to the position. So the beast is driving away now on the hard tires there as we have another pit. Iceman pitting for the 13th in the race. So looking like he's going to meet him to the end. And having a kind of race. It's a very mixed up grid. We'll wait to see shall we say, how where does Monty pit and come out in all this, as he's now currently in P4. So he's still maintaining a 4.2-second gap despite the last 2 laps. Time
and may have one to use the top 10. Flip-Flop Fish is first, Top Gun is second, M9 is third, Monty is fourth, then Chuck fifth, KD is sixth, Hildebeest is seventh, Bombtree is eighth, Captain Smack is ninth, a goal half a decade by Lopez, and 10th is Captain Smack.
Yep, as we just looked at.
Captain Smack has
Smeg spins. Yeah, he spun. Lopez nearly did the same thing. Smeg spins, but I don't know if he's received wing damage from that, as Lopez actually just overtook him just then as you were counting down the top 10. I wonder what happened if he got wing damage from that. Seems to be okay, but he might just have made the error there. Down in P11 now. Still, as we know, everyone will score points until see how they be able to finish. Whizbang only 9/10 now, despite being on 14th for medium tires.
Yeah.
Bombtree now looking at a move from Lopez. Lopez has been on those tires for 4 laps now, and he might be starting to see the effects of tire wear as we get round to the next lap, maybe on this lap as well. So he will have to pit again. You imagine, and try and go on the mediums to the end. But there's got a yellow in sector 3 from Visalani, I believe, maybe. I know, the Kiti Yaja.
Probably Lopez. Lopez is the back square with DRS, and over Silpies, he goes 7th place.
Yeah, Lopez moving up position to Luis, up to the P7, as you mentioned. As we see Monty losing a position now to J-Dunk. J-Dunk up to P4, going quite strong for J-Dunk. It's been a couple of good races for J-Dunk as he fights his way up in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, he's basically
And,
in third place.
Yeah, basically. And,
oh, there we go. Pits.
M9 Racing, yep, M9 Racing pits. See where he comes now. Now, as he will probably select the medium tires to the end and try and push on the fresher tires that he will be up against. I don't know.
Whoa, TK goes mediums.
Choose mediums, yes.
Sector 1, 2. Is that Jar Jar
That is a Ferrari. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just Jar Jar just letting the car go. Yeah, J-Dunk's in a fantastic position. You know, he's got KD basically 4 seconds behind.
Iceman. His small car spot.
Yep, Iceman in 13th has moved up to past checker now. On the fresh tires, he did pit earlier, and now he is trying to make his moves to the end of the Grand Prix and see if he can overtake his teammate Schmeg and potentially Dilgaf as well, just up the road. Monty dropping down as well. He will be yet to stop. He can pit now and go on mediums. We'll see whenever he decides to like pit. J-Dunk, as you mentioned, Alcaraz, doing a really good job. And is in a prime position to get a decent podium, and without penalties, of course, we have no idea how that's going to fare out.
Oh yeah, penalties at the end of this race is going to be something else. As Bumtree has let his teammate go, nice and comfortable. As he's on the fresh mediums, he's going to be cutting through the pack. Most likely get high beast in roughly around 2 laps time, but I do see a bit of an overcast coming in. We might have some late rain here, Dougie and Josh. We actually might have some late rain. Could be a factor. Maybe that's why Lopez has gone for softs. I don't know, but still, mediums will be fine to the end of the race. I don't know why he's gone for softs.
Oh, it's Yoga.
Yep, down in P10, of course, fighting with Bombtree and the Williams driver there, and it looks like he's about to get make a move down the inside. Into turn 1 he goes, makes the move stick up into P9 now for the last driver after having that poor pit stop from the safety car restart. Was all the way in last. I think he had drive-through penalty, I believe, as well. So he has to make up all these positions. Big cut from Bombtree.
That's that dirty air. This is all the dirty air. 100%.
Yeah, just getting so much understeer from that, as you mentioned, that dirty air, and just lost a bucket a lot of the time.
He's already out of the
lost
DRS.
a bucket a lot of the time.
God, 3-second time penalty.
Yes, as we look at that, we have to see if the rain does come, because it got overcast really quickly. It was just 1 minute sunny, next minute all of a sudden cloudy.
It's very similar to what happened in
really
Diamond. It literally just turned on like a switch. It just went, sunshine, overcast, and then rain. So, yeah, maybe that's why the reason why people have
the
done
yellow
this.
in sector 3 does the it's probably
just letting the car go. Yeah.
Yep.
Another dominant performance from Flip Flop. Just absolutely ringing the car out.
Taking it easy as well, too. 6 seconds is the gap.
He's got so much ERS, man.
Yeah,
he's doing what you always mention. Use the fuel, not the ERS.
Yeah, use the fuel, not the ERS, and is eking out that gap. 3.3 seconds is that gap, and he looks very comfortable. But maybe rain might come in. We'll have to wait and see, and spice things up a little bit as we head with 10 to go. Top Gun on a recovery drive, essentially, after starting poor, but now up into second place. Play damage limitation.
3 seconds.
Yep. As continue on. It looks like it's
Wow.
going to rain. Like, it looks like it's going to get to rain any second now, as we see Iceman on those fresher tires. Just
Oh, there we
so
go.
much grip.
Flicker. It flickered. It flickered. It flickered. There's the rain, boys. I saw that shit.
Yeah, Dilgaf. That's probably the rain that I think Lopez was just preempting and just went on the soft tires. As Iceman breezes past Meg, has so much better grip on those fresh medium tires, and now up into 11th place. Gap is 6 seconds, so he could probably just drive as fast as he can and see what happens. Can Iceman? He has the grip. He doesn't even need to worry about it. Monty might be just holding out into the rain period, as he's actually still maintaining the gap between him and Jaydung very well. As soon as Jaydung got past, he's still maintaining that DRS zone. So he's doing a really good job in the Red Bull. As the rain is starting to come down.
Oh, the rev
Indeed,
glitch is
now.
suicidal.
Yep.
Dude, that is such... I don't get how the rev glitch even exists. Changed my mind. I don't know how it's there.
Yeah,
But-
M9 going up into 7th place. Also on the same strategy as Iceman, fresh tires are working very well in these conditions. Early phases. We see the first spots on the camera
Yeah.
on Lopez's point of view.
I'd like to
As
mention
he-
that Monty, even though he's on 18 lap old hards, they're gonna be struggling when the rain starts to really start kicking in. Same with Lopez, like he's on 8 lap old softs. They don't probably-
Wait,
Versani retires.
Ooh, in the
Like,
S's. I think
They
he's
Yeah,
yeah.
get kind.
and Jekino retires as well. They both came together going into the S section. We'll
Wait
have to
for
wait
safety
and see what
car.
happens.
Oh wow,
About to
they're
say-
in the middle of the track. Oh,
Yeah, then up and go.
oh, and you cut the circuit.
But
Come on, was banging.
as we bang, we saw from his point of view, looks like Jekino and Vesalani just coming together. I don't know. It was a weird spot. Don't know what happened. There's the virtual safety car still out. Let's see if Flip-Flopfish
Oh,
takes a gamble. He
Take-
does. Does he take the gamble?
Okay.
He does take the gamble to go on intermediate tires.
I reckon he's gonna go softs.
Or why would you go soft?
But-
If it's raining, would you take the gamble for intermediates? Is it that wet now? Let's have to wait and see. He goes the intermediate tires.
Oh wowie. I don't think it's wet enough
So
for
he
intermediate.
feels
Slow
Wow.
drive
he feels well and drive through spinning on the VSC. Does he feel it's ready though? Top Gun takes the lead of the Grand Prix. J Dunk now up into 2nd place. Monty still in 3rd. KD 4th. Lopez now up into 5th place on the soft tires. Is it? It looks ready, kind of. It's very wet.
No,
Yeah,
we'll
8 to
stay on
go.
board. We'll see how much grip he's gonna lose through here.
We have to wait and see. It looks okay at the moment.
Well, Lopez 可还会这个朋友节，
It
经
looks,
常
it looks okay at the moment. As everyone is now starting to pick up 3-second time punches, as Charles mentioned, it's going to be a penalty affair at the end of the race. But this rain shakes things up. Solana pits from 14th as the
Let's just
Flopfish does lock
say
up
he was
quite
only.
heavily.
Let's just say he's 5 seconds behind Lopez right now. Oh, as look at
He
that
is,
battle
yeah.
up the front. KD
Well,
back in the action. P4.
KD be battling with Monty in P3, moving up position as Lopez on the soft tires is flying, as he's got obviously the soft tires, which gives him the grip, and they're not letting away, despite them being lined up. So KD struggling. We got a yellow in sector 2 and 3. Moving on.
Jaja.
And it's-
Oh, KD,
Oh,
that
Jaja.
dirty air's not liking you. Went nice and wide.
yeah, Monty now up into a decent position, and it's still not wet enough.
Yeah,
so
it's still
maybe,
DRS. Yeah, I think he's just
But
been
then-
caught too
then-
early.
yeah, I think Flip-Flopfish has made an error because he's lost 3 seconds on this lap alone, and is
wow.
under threat from Dilgaf as Helderbeest, his McLaren teammate, is about to take position. Dilgaf overtakes Flip-Flopfish for P7, so this early stop. Hildebeest spins last corner. So I thought it was Flip-Flopfish for a second because they were
So
close
did
together.
I. That's why I flipped to him. I thought it was the grip.
And it was and he drops down to 11th place as we got Flip-Flopfish dropping another position to Dilgaf. They're battling really hard. Oh, we got a
Wait,
spinner
I think it
in
is
the S
Flip-Flop.
section. It's Flip-Flopfish. That's Flip-Flopfish now. He spins. Oh my goodness me. We got another yellow in sector 1. Lopez overtakes KD, but Flip-Flopfish, on the strategic error that he's made, he's now dropped down to 11th place. Hildebeest now up to 10th place. 7 to go, of course. The two McLarens are in the wars.
Yeah, it's a huge clinical error that he's made. I knew it wasn't particularly ready for Inters at that stage. I thought that's why he was going to go to softs and just absolutely send it during this time, because the mediums were still had plenty of life in them. 13 laps, but
So what?
hello.
Lopez. With
That's
a
one way of
nice
doing it.
typo.
That's one way of doing it.
Oh, Monty. He had to take evasive action. Hope he didn't get damage from that. But it's looking like a strong showing from now. Red Bull Top Gun leads the Grand Prix from J-Dunk now. In 9 seconds to gap, and
They
Well,
both
pit.
they jump.
Monty
jump.
and Lopez all pit now. Finally for the intermediate tires. Maybe now is the right time to go in. KD stays out. Top two obviously will stay out. They have the gap to cover off any undercut threat from these intermediate tires. You would imagine, as we got the Solano spinning in the exit of the S section in exit of 12, and is left a session again. So we've got Iceman going out, still continuing on those medium tires. It's looking wetter and wetter as we get along, but Fish, it's 2 laps too early.
Yeah.
There's M9 Racing. M9 Racing is left deception as well. Up in P4, disconnecting there. As we've got another spinner from Flip Up Fish struggling on the overheated intermediate tires now. As he comes around the last corner, dropping down to 13. He goes a bit again from the fresh intermediate. Ooh, and he's not happy. And
Great.
3 seconds time left.
Yeah, he display of emotion shown there by a huge error. It was his
Great.
race to lose, really.
Therefore, this has left the session.
And I think this is when Top Gun's going to make the jump. No, he still thinks it's fine. He's waiting for the DRS symbol to be disabled.
Yeah, Lopez, Monty, and Dilgaf all think it's the correct time to pit for the intermediates. They've gone in.
Yeah, Dougie, I think it's a Belgium situation here. I think it's that Belgium.
Yeah.
It's just going to stay like this, and it's
It
not
really
going to
is.
toggle over. It's literally just softs and mediums. I think it's it's not here or there. It's just going to be this limbo state.
Well, Top Gun has left the session.
Top Gun
Wow.
has a section.
Oh, so he's at a Lopez moment.
Another. So he's disconnected as well. So, how many disconnected we've had?
So
We've had
J-Dunk,
a fair few. J-Dunk is in a prime position, but how many disconnects have we had during this race?
So many.
poor
You're
guy at the
absolutely
office.
right. But J-Dunk looks like he's got an opportunity now to try and push. And the AI are quite high. I think maybe too high. But
Oh, I think Lopez has
Oh.
crashed into the wall. No,
That's
it's his team.
Dilgaf, yes. He's gone into the pits.
He's gone to the pit wall.
And 5
5
penalty for
seconds.
speeding, didn't they? So, so it's a confusing end to this Grand Prix. 5 to go. We don't even know who's going to win this Grand Prix. Tagwan's still left the session, of course. He needs an invite back in. He wants to continue on. It's still 10.1 seconds despite him leaving the session, supposedly. So
So the AI is doing
AI is
work.
starting to pull away. Yeah, it's pulling away from the Alpha Tower driver. As KD is 1.4 seconds back on J-Dunk. Now Racing in P4 also left the session. I don't know if he's joined back, actually. He has M9 Racing.
Yeah. So
He's in P4.
as Top Gun's actually pit, I tell you what he's going to do. I reckon he's going to go into softs.
Surely he'll go intermediate. I mean, that'd be logical.
Softs. Called it.
Soft tires.
Wow.
It's going to be this.
great.
It's going to be that limbo state, and he's
Top
joined.
Gun.
He's
So-
joined back.
So
this
maybe
is his
it was
AI.
it was his AI.
It was the AI.
So I don't think he's going to be
Well-
happy with that.
His AI decided to pit.
Oh my.
Onto softs. But I
So
think that's not
J-Dunk
the
now
worst
leads-
thing.
That is not the worst thing, but now J-Dunk leads the Grand Prix by 1.4 seconds. KD is only 1.1 seconds off the lead of the Grand Prix. M9 Racing, I think, is also still left the session.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
has, and he's in the podium right now. So, M9 Racing, looking like to finish in P4. I think Top Gun has returned. I believe he has, and is now on the back of the stricken Williams. Oh dear.
Yeah,
He's
still
on.
getting DRS. Look at all the people on Intis. They're just struggling. The Whizbang's just got to probably even make
Really
a move
are.
here. No, he's not. He's got to hold back.
And still, as you mentioned, this limbo state where it's not wet nor is it dry. M9 Racing has joined back, finally. But now drop down to P4. J-Dunk still leads the Grand Prix. Can J-Dunk win his first Grand Prix of the season? He's got the Mercedes under pressure, as well as penalties, of course, might play a factor. Have to wait 4 to go.
Even a stricken Mercedes, she's had a roller coaster of an event. He's back on the podium. J-Dunk taps it sideways.
3 up.
Oh, KD. Doing the
Two
dirty 11s.
half a second, but
Oh,
is Top Gun's AI strategy going to work out at the end? Because he's only like 5 seconds up the road, 4 to go. Can these tires grip up? Which it seems to be working. Like, another yellow sector 2. Virtual safety car. Bomb Tree has retired.
Sector 2.
Where's sector 2? We see that coming up.
Turn 10? Turn 11?
Yeah, on
Going
the
out of
straight.
them. Yeah.
He lost it, yeah. Bomb Tree is out of the Grand Prix with 3 laps to go. Shame, because he was in the top 10. Actually, he was in 12th place before this. Got decent points. 3 to go, and this wet weather has caused a frenzy. J-Dunk is on course to win the Grand Prix. KD is there or thereabouts. Top Gun is only 3.9 seconds off. KD.
Lopez.
Repits onto softs, so they've had enough. He's had enough. He's going onto softs again.
Yeah. His best position now. His best position now is going to be 6th position. That's the gap. 36 seconds is the gap. Monty is not liking the intermediates as we go green. J-Dunk struggling on the restart with the grip, and KD still trying to go for a move. Goes down the inside. They come together into the inside of 16, but JD makes the position up in the lead of the Grand Prix. J-Dunk had a stand defense, but had no grip on the restart. But Top Gun has the most grip. His AI doing a masterstroke strategy, and he's flying on those fresh and soft tires as he comes down and he sees the lead only just there. J-Dunk struggling the most, KD struggling even more as we had 2 laps to go. M9 Racing now dropping down 7 seconds as Top Gun got an eye on the wheel. He's got so much more grip. As you mentioned, so much more grip, and goes around the inside for 2nd place to Grand Prix. 2 laps to go, but it looks like it's going to be a game such a match as he catches KD. 1 second is the gap window, but there's so much more grip.
Yeah, it's an absolute masterclass effort here from Red Bull. They've had a shocking qualifying, and they've decided to bring him in, Max Verstappen, like on the softs, and ring it out for the last couple of laps. It was never like, it's just that limbo state. You just don't, you want to make the jump for it, but you don't want to be wrong. And Flip Flop Fish just showed the rest of the rest of the drivers that it wasn't ready for it. As Katie gets a poor exit, and he's going to get him before the DRS straight even starts.
Yes, and Top Gun now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Incredible scenes. We had 2 to go. What looked like it was going to be a Flip Flop Fish masterclass, it's going to be Top Gun. Started 8th in the grid, 7th in the grid. Not looking like he had the pace to dry, but when it came wet, Top Gun takes the lead and looks like he's about to extend his lead in the championship after another lap. Has he got a puncher?
I think all grip's gone.
He's just got no grip. 2 to go. It looks like soft tires.
DRS disabled. No, there he goes. Yeah. It's interweather time, baby.
Now it's interweather time.
As soon as it toggles, all grip on dries go. It's just a Codemasters thing. It just goes. It's fine and then dies. But obviously, Top Gun on the softs is going to be fine.
Thinks that it'll be fine. He goes on.
So this could be Mistake City through these S's here.
On 4 seconds in the last sector alone, as KD is struggling, J-Dunk is struggling, M9 Racing is struggling. Iceman is still holding on in 5th place. Lopez only 22 seconds off. Iceman, he found 7 seconds on that last lap. can he probably steal 5th place with 2 to go? It's just so much more grip on the soft tires, as the confusion on the intermediates and the soft positions have shaken up this order a treat. Akita Jaya and Solana finally pit again as they left the session. I believe it was Lopez now within 20 seconds of 15 seconds of
Well, we can say this now.
Uh,
If Top Gun did have any time penalties, he's just dragged it out. So I'll actually have a quick toggle and just have a look. If he actually did. Invalid lap time, so potentially only 3 seconds. 3 seconds to his name. So they'll just racing each other. J Dunk, he's got a handful. Looking at 9 seconds. M9, a handful as well, 9 seconds. Lopez, who's 22 seconds behind on 5 pit stops, has got a handful as well. So yeah, looking at 12. So yeah, plenty of penalties between them as we have
another
Jar Jar just letting people go through the S's. It's a very dangerous section to let them go. Oh, he's completely off the circuit, which is wise. I thought he was still on the track. Final lap here at the Circuit of the Americas as Top Gun Master Strategy from the AI.
Good.
Best lag out I think we've seen all season.
Good. 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's getting so much time on KD. KD is struggling and is crawling. The soft tires is still got the grip, as Lopez is on another 5 seconds in this middle sector alone on Iceman. So it's going to be a crawl to the line between Iceman and Lopez, despite the penalties, of course. As KD putting too much throttle and dropping set buckets of time. And we head to the final lap.
Struggle for grip.
Yep.
He got the medium.
I think driver of the day goes to J Dunk.
J Dunk doing a really strong job. Yeah, you're right.
But obviously the game's got to give it to Top Gun because started 8th or 6th, P1.
He started 7th the first.
Whoa.
It looks like Flip was going to dominate this Grand Prix. Had a nice comfortable buffer. Pitted a bit too early for the intermediates, which is not the right time. And
so Lopez is only 10 seconds away now.
And it's given Top Gun now a further extension to the lead of his championship. So these 2 races where lagging out for Lopez look like it's going to be a win.
Every time it seems like he's got to be a dent in his championship. He's just saved it.
He just saves it. He's doing everything he needs to do. As we head to the last sector, of course, for the Red Bull driver, doing everything he needs to do, taking it home. Doesn't even need to push. He could just crawl it to the line. Coming into the last couple. As coming into the last corner now, as Top Gun.
Top Gun has
7 and
US
wins.
Grand Prix.
Exactly that. Wins the US Grand Prix. And winning by 20 seconds coming up across the line.
That result doesn't turn out what it was the whole race. Like, he wasn't dominating. Man was just around.
He wasn't dominating.
He was just around.
He was around. About to win.
Seconds.
Yep, by almost 20 seconds.
J Dunk field. Để theo dõi hết. We sẽ hoist the light heat. P4.
Iceman jumps up. Oh! That's one way to cross the line. No, because I thought Monty made a mistake.
Listen. Monty makes his spin. He goes into 7th place. Lopez drops down to 7th. He'll get into 8th place, most likely. He's only 21 seconds down the road. Hilda beats in P9 was back might finish in P10. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays off. But Top Gun, his AI giving him the strategy to go on the soft tires, winning him the Grand Prix. And KD. KD getting that position, sorry. And J Dunk at P3. A solid result, as you mentioned, probably driver of the day, and well deserved after qualifying quite well. Qualified in 5th, finishes 3rd. Top Gun takes the spoils here in USA.
Wait,
Monty.
And
Hey,
Monty,
okay.
yeah, he did
Oh,
start.
yeah.
He did start
13th.
like 14th, yeah, 13th, 14th, and here is the podium celebrations. He extends his lead in the championship after poor qualifying, and looks like he was going to get somewhat okay points, but takes the spoils at the end of the Grand Prix somehow. He's almost like magic. You think there's one point he just never looked like he was going to win the Grand Prix.
Nah, there was
Yeah.
not. There was not a stage during that race. that
Yeah,
was gonna win.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
to you the top 10. Top Gun in first, KD in second, James Duck in third, Hisman in fourth, M9 in fifth, Martin in sixth, Lopez seventh, Gilbert eighth, Lewis ninth, and Richmond in 10th. Cal Deutschmark in the first, Oceania 12, Rocky to 13, and the rest all DNF.
Yeah, 5 DNFs. Bomb Tree being one of them. 2 laps to go, certainly for him.
So,
As that concludes.
yeah, that
the
concludes
US
the race exactly. We'll bring the top 3 in for some interviews. We'll be right back shortly.
winner did not look like at any point besides when the rain has come down that you were going to win this Grand Prix. Obviously, the error from Flip Flop Fish inherited you the lead of the Grand Prix, and you pretty much never looked back besides disconnecting and your AI coming back. So, other than that, talk us through your race and congratulations on your win.
Yeah, without a doubt, one of the more interesting league races I've been in. Definitely most interesting win I've had. Yeah, I don't flip-flop Fish, just, I don't know, I guess he decided it would be a huge benefit for him to pit under the VSC, but I knew it was nowhere near dry enough, and I mean, even towards the end of the race, the soft compound was still manageable, but yeah, as far as the disconnect, not really something you want, but if you do disconnect, it's kind of nice that your AI decides to pit and put on the soft, which is quite a bit quicker in those mixed conditions. So it's able to fly past KD and J Dunk, and I think I pulled about 19 seconds just for the fact that they had worn older compounds and kind of I couldn't even imagine what it would be like to do those last few laps on tires like that. But yeah, 2 weeks in a row, an interesting victory, but it feels good to be back in the groove that I've, have been in the past, and I hope the wins keep coming.
It was an interesting take you that. Basically, when you disconnected, were you actually going to pit before you did this connection, or did you just wanted to see what happened towards the end? You mentioned that the AI made you pit. That would be an interesting take. Did you actually wanted to pit then, with 5 to go?
Nah, I probably would have just stayed out because I had a pretty decent gap already, and I knew as long as I did clean laps, they were going to be in the same position as me. So I didn't have any plans to pit, but yeah, my AI decided to make it interesting and make me race for it those last couple of laps. But props to Flip Flop Fish. He's mighty quick. I had nothing for him today. If he had made the right decision, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be standing where I am. But yeah, we'll take it nevertheless.
So, with all of this frenziness in the last 5 laps, you somehow extend your lead in the championship from Lopez. What looked like it wasn't going to be, it looks like damage limitation actually. From the early part of the race down in 8th place beginning. How do you take it now? We've got a few more races to go. I believe the next race is Vietnam. So how are you going to take it now? You've got a good championship lead. Are you just gonna still fight for the positions, or are you just gonna take it one race at a time?
I think the game plan is always to take it one race at a time. I mean, no matter what position you're in, I don't think you want to get too far ahead of yourself and start thinking about 3 weeks from now. I think you just got to focus on, the the task at hand, and Vietnam will be that next week. So, just focus 1 week at a time. Try to get more, podiums and wins. I mean, I'm not going to start getting complacent because I'm the championship leader. I can't let up now. I got to keep fighting for every spot. So.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your win. Back-to-back wins, I believe, from Abu Dhabi and here, and hopefully you can continue your fine form and go again for Vietnam. So congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thank you.
As we head to our P2 driver, that is KD, looking like been there or thereabouts during the entire race. All the mishaps that's been going on during the race puts you in second position, despite I'm not even sure what happened towards you to the end. But talk us through your race after finishing a fine second place.
I qualified third. I was right behind Lopez and Flip Flop. I was actually doing pretty good for about a few laps, and then I all of a sudden lagged out of the session. I guess somehow there was a safety car. I don't know how exactly that happened, but I came back and there was a safety car. But then I come back, and then my AI gives me wing damage because it ran to the back of I believe it was one of the Alfa Romeos. I don't remember who it was, but it ran to the back of the Alfa Romeo. I pit for a new wing, and then I lag out again, and then I somehow managed to somehow I went. I was in last, I believe, by the safety car restart, but somehow I climbed my way up the field, and I had fresh mediums as well, so that helped me out a little bit. But yeah, I tried to stay out as much as I could though on the in the rain because I knew that the track wasn't wet enough for me to go into the intermediates, so that's why I stayed out on the mediums. But I probably could have pitted for sauce, but I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of mishaps. I guess Lopez had a little bit of mishaps as well. With the similar, he had a bit of similar problems as well. I mean, not to discredit Top Gun though. I mean, he got the win, and that's great for him. But I felt like it could have been probably me, Flip Flop, or Dilligaf and Lopez on the podium, instead of the guys up here today. But no discredit to Top Gun or J Dunn. They raced a good race too. But I feel like it could have been a different scenario if we didn't have any of this stuff happen to us.
Yeah, at one point it looked like you were going to lead the Grand Prix and try and win it with 3 to go. Obviously, the AI pitting of a Top Gun actually inherited him back the lead because of a much better grip. Would you also would have thought about pitting as well when you saw the AI pitting and pitting also for the soft tires? Did you think maybe try go as well and try and overtake the Red Bull while he was still in AI while you pitted again, or did you just think try and get to the end and see maybe try and inherit the win and stealing the victory towards the end of the dying moments?
Well, I mean, I saw him coming, his AI coming like as soon as I came in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to like stick it out as much as I can. I didn't know how long he was gonna be out, because of him DCing as well. So I just tried my best to stick it out on the old mediums. I'm amazed that I actually stuck it out to get second place, especially after all the stuff that happened to me during the race. But I mean, I guess I can be satisfied with a second place finish, but I felt like it could have been a little bit more satisfying than what happened. But overall, I'll take second place. I'll take a podium, and I think that brings me more closer to Lopez, I believe. So that helps me out a little bit. But no, definitely. But I know definitely my contenders is definitely Lopez and Top Gun. They're definitely good quality drivers as well. But my goal right now, obviously, is just to just take a like kind of like what Top Gun just said, just take it one race at a time, and just hopefully I can get some good results going forward.
Yep, as you continue on your battle from the front in the championship, fighting with Lopez and also a championship contender. Have you actually thought about continuing for the championship yet, despite being third? And obviously, Top Gun has extended his lead in the championship, but that doesn't deter you, hopefully, from fighting for the championship. So, have you actually thought about maybe taking up the challenge on what Top Gun has done in these last few races, and try and take the lead in the championship and potentially win it?
Oh, of course. I mean, I know I'm a championship contender from what the rest of the field is right now. Definitely Top Gun Lopez and I are definitely the championship contenders at the moment. Um, Dilligaf, I feel like could maybe somehow creep in as well because I don't think he's too far away either. So um, that I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not really gonna sleep on anyone in terms of like who is and who's not gonna be a contender, but. I kind of see where everyone stands, but yeah, But as far as myself, yeah, I feel like I can definitely be a contender and possibly win the championship if things go my way in terms of like I don't get any mishaps or anything like that.
Well, congratulations, Racer, on your second place. I call you Racer, but it's KD. And hopefully, we'll see you on the podium for Vietnam next week. How are you feeling for Vietnam? That'll be my last question, actually.
Oh, I feel really good about Vietnam. It's actually one of my favorite street circuits, believe it or not. So that track is definitely going to be right up my alley for next week for sure.
Well, hopefully, you do really well there, and we shall congratulate you again for the second place. And
All right.
we shall continue on for our final podium person, J Dunk. First time on the podium. Um, it looks like you had a great qualifying, I believe, in top 5, and looks like a strong contender. Actually, dropping a couple positions at start, but it looks like a strong contender towards the end of the Grand Prix. At one point, looking like you were going to win the Grand Prix um, with the Red Bull pitting and looking like you can try to hold on to the victory. Talk us through your race, as it looked like at one point it was going to be a shock win, and we'll be excited right here.
Yeah, it was crazy. I guess there was probably 6 or 7 laps left, and I looked up and I was in first. I didn't even realize it, but yeah, everything kind of went my way at the beginning of the race. I didn't really feel very good with the car. I dropped a few spots pretty early, but yeah, the rain definitely helped me out. Staying out on those hards. I don't know, they were tough there at the end, but I knew I had a big enough gap to fourth to just kind of coast and bring it home. So yeah, pretty happy with third place, especially with how the car felt pretty early on. So yeah, we'll definitely take third.
With that being said, it's your first podium of the season, I believe. I'm not sure if you've
Yep.
had another one, but going into this, how does this now bring you confidence for the future races? Obviously, now you finally got that podium under you, and you've actually led a majority of this Grand Prix, some of this Grand Prix. How would you now take into the next race, which is Vietnam, coming into next week?
Yeah, feel pretty good about Vietnam. We've had a couple of other league races in the past there, so got a few laps there. So I feel pretty confident. It's a fast group of guys though, so you just never know how you're gonna compare to them. But yeah, I feel pretty good going into it. Pretty confident. Like the track, so yeah, we'll see.
And yeah, with this now, I believe you've now moved up a position in the championship. I believe, if I can get the championship standings up, I think you were 7th in the championship, now up to 6th. Fighting now with AlphaTauri. What are your goals now for the season? Are you just trying to see how high you can get up, or do you feel like you can potentially aim for victories now with this new pace of yours?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot, kind of something similar to tonight would have to happen for me to win. I know Top Gun and Dilligaff and Lopez and KD are super fast, but yeah, I mean, if I get on the podium, if I get a couple of more podiums in the year, I feel pretty good about finishing top 5. So yeah, if I can get to 4th or 5th in the standings by the end of the year, I'll feel pretty good about my season, I think.
Well, congratulations on your first podium in the season. Hopefully, we'll see you again another time on another podium, maybe even Vietnam. We'll have to wait and see. And that shall conclude the podium interviews from USA. It's been a very dramatic Grand Prix, and we'll have to see you all next week for Vietnam. Alcatraz will shall see us out at some point.
Yeah, I'm still around. But yeah, that'll be the end of the Coda circuit for this week. We won't see it again on DNE because even the PC tier does not touch it. So that's Coda, done and dusted. We'll see you on Monday for Vietnam, where the whole DNE goes through that very tricky street circuit, and it's going to be a very difficult time for most drivers if practice isn't their thing. Later this afternoon, there will be the GT3 race at Spa. That will be streamed on the channel at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It'll be also on Twitch as well. But that's it here for us. Thank you once again, Josh, who's already gone, for coming in and joining us. He's slowly getting his English there. So the more he comes in, the more he gets confident to adapt more in a second language. So that's really nice to see. Thank you again, Dougie, for joining us. We have a website. Link is also in the description down below.
Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Wait, we have a website since when?
Wait, we have a website. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, we have a website. So check it out. You can watch the stream there as well as check out all the links to all of our sponsors down below as well. But yeah, thank you so much for joining and enjoy the tunes while we see you guys out. Goodbye.
machines turn